Good afternoon. Welcome to the last sessions on payments for digital goods. I am Jeanette Chung. I've been a product manager at PayPal for 5 years. Together with me today, we have Fang Lin. She's a product manager at Zong for 3 years, as well as Michael Suarez, sales engineers at PayPal for 5 years. Here, the digital goods are defined as items that can be purchased and delivered instantly online. Examples are online games, music, videos, books, and software. Virtual goods such as virtual flowers are also examples for digital goods. I have thought about showing virtual beer, but I think you prefer the real one after this session. Based on this definition of digital goods, how many of you are selling or developing solutions for digital goods? Please raise your hands. Great. Congratulations on going digital. You guys are definitely moving to the right direction. The annual sales of digital goods is growing at 15.5%, and it is projected to reach $180 billion by 2015. It is a great opportunity that you don't want to miss, so congratulations again. Today we will talk about what selling digital goods means, and particularly how PayPal and Zong can help you. The biggest challenge for digital good merchants is how can I grow the customer base while maintaining profitability? It boils down to 3 things. First, increasing the consumer reach. Second, converting more paying customers. Third, decreasing costs. Now, digital good is truly borderless because you don't need to ship, right? And based on our transaction information, more than half of the digital good transactions are cross-border. So it really opens you to global customers as long as you have the right distribution channels and accepting the payment methods that your global audience take. Talking about the right distribution channel, you've heard in the keynotes today, digital consumers expect to enjoy their digital goods across multiple devices and platforms. The ideal case is if I buy a piece of content from my laptop, I don't have to pay again with my mobile app. HTML5 is a great tool for you to provide the rich experience that can build once and deploys everywhere to all devices through open web. And it also allows your consumers to navigate contents smoothly across different platforms and devices. With the increase of the consumer reach through all the devices, you need to think about how to convert more of them to paying customers. There are a few levers that you can use. The first one being the payment experience. Unlike in physical goods, where consumers are accustomed to putting items in their cart and then go to the checkout line and then click proceed to checkout, in digital good world, they have a total different mentality. Payment is the barrier to their instant gratification. They want to get out of payment as soon as possible. As a result, the more frictionless your payment experience is, the higher the conversion you will see. Monetization model is also an important lever. And I'm going to go through a case study to illustrate this. How many of you are interested in car racing? Please show your hands. Great, we have a few. And Autosport is a UK news publisher on motorsport-related information. Just like typical digital good merchants, they offer free content to create traffic, and they monetize through advertising. This is very typical when you want to generate traffic. But as they were able to get a set of traffic and consumers looking at their website, they understand that they can directly monetize these consumers. So they craft out some content as premium contents. And this type of freemium model is really powerful in terms of creating and growing your customer base. This is their premium content site. As you can see, they offer a typical subscription model where a buyer will pay £9 a month and be able to see everything in the premium content zone. However, they found that they actually leave money on the table because there are some consumers prefer to pay less than £9 a month. So what do? They offer one-time payment. One-time payment that allowed a buyer to pay £1 and buy just for that article. This hybrid model is very effective in capturing both casual buyer and engaged buyer, where you allowed your casual buyers to pay for one-time payment and your engaged buyer to pay for a subscription. You may ask, does it really matter? From the study here, yes, the answer is yes, because 50% of the buyers would say that they would rather pay for individual pieces of content instead of subscribing the whole website. So having multiple monetization model is definitely something you need to think about. Particularly, the key point is you don't know which one worked for you on day one. And the need might change as your business grows. And as a result, you need to find a payment service provider that allows you the flexibility to experiment different monetization models as you grow. Payment options is the third lever for converting more paying customers. In the physical good world, typically you take credit cards, and then you find out if you add PayPal, you will be able to get more consumers and you will be able to see increased sales. Same story in digital goods, but different payment options. Anyone want to make a guess? What would the third payment options be? Pardon me? Mobile. So in virtual goods, about half of the payments is through PayPal, and then about 1/3 is through credit card. The third one is mobile, which is about 10%, so great job. And you need to think about how you offer the options that your consumers want to pay with. Because just like in the physical good, once you add another payment method, you will be able to see increase in conversions. Now that you have been able to reach your global consumers and provide the payment methods that they want, support the monetization model that can help you maximize your revenue, you need to think about how you can decrease your cost. Transaction processing fee matters because the industry standard rate is 2% plus 30 cents. At the same time, we told you that you should experiment with different price points because you want to have different price points so that your buyers of different price sensitivity will be able to get something out of you. That said, you need to find a payment service provider that provides economical processing at all price points for you. Likewise, for fraud, you need to manage your loss in digital goods because the goods can be delivered instantly, and you need to make sure that you are able to catch the fraud real time before you deliver the items. So payment provider that is experienced in processing digital good transactions will definitely help you manage your cost. All this means that PayPal is the best solution to fulfill all the needs for your digital goods. We have a frictionless in-context experience that supports multiple payment methods as well as monetization model. As the result, we are on track to process $4.7 billion this year in digital goods, and we are accepted across multiple global merchants. One of them being Spil Game, the leading global online social game platform. It is my pleasure to introduce Johan Lofström, Director of End User Monetization, to share with us how their experience with PayPal is. Thanks a lot, Johan.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. So yeah, I'm the Director of End User Monetization for Spil Games, and like Jeanette said, we're the leading social online gaming platform. Or in short, we're a very large gaming platform. And basically what we have, we have these type of portals. We have more than 40 portals localized in more than 20 different languages and different markets. In total, we have about 130 million active users. And they're spread all over Europe, North America, South America, and Asia. So basically what we require then as a company is, of course, a very scalable and very generally globally accepted platform. So, I mean, we accept about more than 80 different currencies, for instance. But that's basically the easy stuff, right? I mean, PayPal is very good at that. So that's the basics. But what's also special for our business is, I mean, we have more than 1,000 different games, and those games range from anything from simple single-player games, free to play, to the more advanced freemium games, the social games or the multiplayer games where you play against each other, and you pay. It's a freemium model where you're free to play, but you can pay a little bit also to boost your character or buy new weapons and stuff like that. So the challenge with these type of games, the freemium types, is, especially the social games, is that conversion rates are really low. I mean, if you can get 3% conversion in a social game, you're doing a pretty good job. So what you need then is that if you have users that even think about paying, you have to have a really good solution there for them to give them a good chance to pay, to really drive up conversion. And the other thing is that if people have paid once, your loyal users, your whales, or the best users you have, you got to make it so easy for them to come back and pay again to really to drive up RPPU, or average revenue per paying user. So I wanted to show you an example of, we just integrated a digital goods solution from PayPal. So I'm going to show you the integration we've done and how it has helped us a little bit. Let's see now. I might need your help, Jeanette.
So let's...
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one of our most popular games. It's called Good Game Mafia from Good Game Studios in Germany. And this is a pretty typical Mafia game. So I think most of you have played the Mafia games before, so I don't think I need to go into the details on how it works. But basically you have your character, your mobster, then that you want to either fight other mobsters, or you want to do assignments for the Godfather and stuff like that. So you can play this game as general free-to-play player, or you can also boost your character, give energy power-up, so you can buy new weapons and stuff like that. So what you do then is in this game you have two types of currencies. You have the premium currency, and then you have your free currency. The premium currency in this game is called the gold bars. So I have 44,000 gold bars here, so I don't really need more gold, but I'm going to buy them anyway. So I've purchased with PayPal before, so I'm going to show you the two-click payment now, integration. So what I'll do is I'll click on the power-up, the increase gold. I come to our payment screen. Pre-selected PayPal, we have pre-selected the most popular package, so 19.99 euros. Click buy. And then I get taken into the PayPal flow. Okay. Actually what happened right now is that I actually paid too much today. So I got trapped in the security filter of PayPal. So I'm gonna do this again. So I'm gonna actually make 2 transactions now. So this is then the first transaction that you actually, when you come into the payment flow, this is the flow that you get. So you can see it's easy to use, it's pretty clear, and it's fast. So now I've made the transactions, I get taken back into the game. There we go. And you see my account was upped. Let me show you then so now I made one purchase, right? Now I'm going to show you just the flow when I come back, when I power up again. So it's pre-selected, I press buy again. Sorry. Lower amount. Okay. Now let me try one more. It's classic, right? It works the whole day, and then I run it here. It doesn't. Okay. Let me try again then. So it has my account details already. Cookie. Okay. Okay, let me explain then what happens. So basically what happens if I already paid once, if I'm not caught in this, I've done too many transactions, this is why. So then here you will see the regular payment screen, where it will say the amount, the number of gold bars I get, and then all I do is I just press OK, and then I get taken back into the game. It's a very simple flow. It takes less than 20 seconds or 15 seconds even to complete the payment. So this has worked well for us. I mean, we just integrated it, and as you can see, it's working, but obviously not now perfectly. But we always seen the first indications, or the first kind of results, has been both a drive, both in an increase in conversion and in RPPU. Actually, people are buying more, and people are spending more when they do buy. So that's pretty much it for me. I hand it over to Mike now. Thank you.
Thanks, Johan. My name is Mike Suarez, sales engineer at PayPal for about 5 years. How many of you guys were actually here for the great presentation that Matt Cole and Paul Chang just gave just a second ago? All right, so we got some subject matter experts here, all right. Question of the day. You guys are much familiar with Express Checkout now, all 3 flavors. We're here to talk about digital goods. Now, Matt talked about set Express Checkout, get Express Checkout details. Who knows what the last API call is that they presented last time? Matt, I'm sorry, you already got free beer yesterday. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Do Express Checkout. Excellent. All right, there's going to be some free pretzels for you outside. Congratulations. So one thing that Matt didn't give you an idea of is there's actually more you can do besides just do Express Checkout payment. So I just want to make sure instead of do Express Checkout, you don't have a dull moment. All right? A dull moment like, man, why are we here when there's beer outside? Really appreciate you guys being here, but it's a dull moment. One other thing we want to make sure you don't have a dull moment on is not being able to monetize some of your more engaged buyers. Jeanette talked about some of the casual buyers who go through one-time payments. Matt, in his presentation, talked about more of the one-time payment use case. What happens when you have more engaged buyers? That's what we want to talk about today. Now, Matt did a great job about showing that the Express Checkout APIs are really the same whether you're doing web, from digital goods to mobile. So I'm just going to reiterate that and let you know that all you have to do, if you've already done Express Checkout integration, is you got to use our JavaScript so you can have that in-context experience. Now, Jeanette touched base a bit on the monetization models that we have. So we really want to touch on what flexible billing options PayPal for digital goods supports. You all saw the digital goods in-context experience, keeping people engaged on your site, in your game. So we're going to really walk through some of these monetization models. You saw one-time payments. Johan went through his demo where he was able to log in and pay to get some more currency so he can go ahead and complete more mob submissions. So You saw that he had to log in. One thing that we also have in our in-context experience is if you don't have a PayPal account, we have guest payments. So someone can actually check out with a credit card without even having a PayPal account. You saw the Remember Me checkbox. So what should happen is once you do that the first time, you're going to be cookied on the machine. And when you come in for subsequent purchases, you'll see the light box and give you as good as a 2-click experience. What are the API calls involved? You guys are pros. For those of you guys who were not in the last session, the 3 API calls that make up Express Checkout are Set Express Checkout, which sets the session, allows you to get somebody a PayPal login screen. Then you got Get Express Checkout Details, which will get you some information about your buyer. You'll get an email address, so on and so forth, so you know some information about who's purchasing with you. Then finally, Do Express Checkout Payment. That's going to allow you to make a single purchase, a one-time payment. It's great when you have casual buyers who may come in, consume some of your content, maybe read some free things like on Autosport, maybe you're consuming some free articles. But if you want to present them with the opportunity to buy an article, then you're going to want to go ahead and use one-time payments. What happens if you have a more engaged audience? I want to talk to you about a couple subscription models here. We do have a product that's called Express Checkout Recurring Payments that is supported within the digital goods in context experience. So what happens is the similar API calls, Set Express Checkout. Now when you do Set Express Checkout in this case, you got to let us know that you want to charge somebody a fixed amount on a fixed billing cycle. You might say, I want to charge this person a setup fee, but then after that I want to go 12 months and charge them $12 for a subscription. That's going to give you recurring revenue for the whole year with one checkout experience with your customer. Now here's what Matt didn't tell you. He got you all the way to Do Express Checkout, but in Set Express Checkout, once you pass me a billing cycle and a fixed amount, you can actually call Create Recurring Payments Profile and let us know that I want to charge my buyer X amount of dollars during a fixed billing cycle. That's the power that PayPal for digital goods also offers to you. For those of you guys who have more engaged consumers who are willing to pay you, every month, every week on a fixed cycle with a fixed amount. You'll notice on this screenshot, it's going to ask the customer to go ahead and agree to be able to allow PayPal to charge them during each billing cycle. What if you have a variable subscription model? Well, guess what? PayPal has a solution for that too. Now, we have another product that's called Express Checkout using reference transactions. And you guys heard the industry term called tokenization at all? Tokenization is a pretty powerful tool where what happens here is we're going to go ahead and allow you to create a billing agreement with the customer. A billing agreement is going to include similar API calls. Set Express Checkout. You're going to let us know that, hey, I want to create a billing agreement with my customer when they go through my checkout flow. Now, reference transaction, I'll be very transparent with you, is only available for certain merchants or developers who can get approved for this particular product, since essentially you are hosting these transactions on whatever variable billing cycle that you want. Instead of doing Express Checkout payment, you can create a billing agreement. So in return, in the API response, you'll get a billing agreement ID that you can store. And basically, when you want to charge your customer, you can charge them every day. You can charge them every week. You can charge them every month for $1, for $2, for $100. And that's what reference transactions allows you to do, to have that tokenization model, have someone go through the flow once, so that way they can continue to consume your content, play your games without going through a payment flow until they need to get into another billing agreement. But that's the power of PayPal for digital goods. We have solutions for one-time payments. We have solutions for subscription models. But you also want to make sure that you're not just having one or the other. Some of you guys might have a casual buyer. Some of you guys might have an engaged buyer. And so we want to make sure that in order to have a hybrid model, it's not that difficult because, again, with Express Checkout, voila, similar API calls. So if you want to have a one-time payment use case for those who are your casual buyers, you can do that with Set, Get, and Do. But if you have some of your more engaged buyers that you want to enter into a subscription with you, all you got to really do is add a recurring payments profile to the API set. And that's going to allow you to have a hybrid model to really service all your customers, those who are casual and those who are maybe a bit more engaged. You can see from the screenshot as well, we saw this earlier. It's going to enter them in a billing agreement if you want a fixed subscription. If not, you can put them through the one-time payment use case where they'll just go ahead and purchase. But, if you got an engaged buyer, you don't want them to have to go into your site and pay 9 different occasions. So that's why the fixed subscription model will be able to help you manage that user experience with your customers to make sure they only go through the flow once and continue to consume your content at fixed subscription level. How many of you guys went to the keynote this morning? All right, so you guys all saw my boy Praveen. He's showing you guys that the HTML5 movement is on. How many of you guys are developing for HTML5 right now? All right, 100 people. Perfect. We just want to make sure that you know that PayPal is HTML5 friendly. Let me let that resonate again. PayPal is HTML5 friendly. Boy Praveen, they put together a really good toolkit for you guys to use. So we went through all these API calls. Some of you guys are like, I don't want to make all those API calls. So Praveen has given you some things where you really got to use 2 methods. 2 methods where you're going to bill, where you're going to verify the payment, and PayPal does all the heavy lifting for you. We're going to do all the API calls for you. You're going to go ahead and use some of those PHP files that Praveen can get. So if you have some questions, check out this URL. That's where you're going to find the toolkit. So those of you guys who are developing for HTML5, you can focus on a great user experience. And we'll let PayPal do all the heavy lifting for you to really take care of the payments piece. With that being said, I'm about to transition things over here. How many Giants fans we have in the house? Any Giants fans? All right, perfect. Last year during Innovate, we were at the World Series, so it was a little more festive. But you know that Giants chant, right? Let's go Giants. You guys know that? Anyone? I need your help with clapping, all right? So I'm about to introduce to you Fong from Zong. But I need your help. I'm not going to let her up here until we get all this clapping done. So I'm going to say, Fong from Zong. Fong from Zong. Fong from Zong. All right, thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Fong from Zong.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, thank you. So good afternoon. I am Fong. I'm here to tell you a little bit about, oops, give me a second. Not HTML5. Keep going. Here we are. How Zong can help you. So a little bit about Zong and how Zong can help you sell some digital goods. So first of all, what is Zong? In a classic quiz show Q&A here, I have, is it A, the only short domain name my boss could think of back in the day? Is it B, an easy way to buy digital goods online? Is it C, making a purchase and charging it to your mobile phone bill? Or is it D, all of the above? All right, smart audience. Yes, it's D. So why in the world would you want to charge to your mobile phone bill? Well, it turns out that mobile is ubiquitous. It's the quickest growing industry, and there are still people without credit cards, bank accounts, but almost everybody in the world has a mobile phone. So there are 10 times more mobile phone users than there are credit cards. That's 10 times. So by accepting mobile, you open your doors to more potential buyers. Another reason Zong can help you is to build an awesome end user experience that's not only easy, it's fun. So if I were a first-time user, this is how I would pay. I come to Zong, and first step is enter my mobile number. So how many of you know your credit card number by heart? Okay, we have 2, 3. How about your mobile number? All right, so hopefully step 1 is a no-brainer. You know what it is. Step 2 is Zong will send an SMS token. It's a one-time PIN in the US to your phone. Have your phone ready. Read that in and punch it in online, and that's it. You're done. So 2-step is something you know, your mobile phone number, and something you have, and typically with you, your mobile phone. So for the next few slides, I'm going to show you the 3 solutions that we offer for mobile payments. Our flagship product is called the Hosted Payment Solution. And it's a small iframe solution served out by Zong. We provide the merchants with the entry URL. You would then embed into a lightbox on your website so the user doesn't leave your website. You will pass a few runtime diameters, such as a transaction reference, a user redirect, and a product description to start a transaction. So since I've already made a purchase with Zong, my page will load up with my phone number pre-populated. So second time, I don't have to enter anything other than look over the info, click continue. Zong sends a PIN code to my phone. I pull up my phone. I punch in my PIN code. Zong go ahead and authenticate that the device is in fact mine and check with the carrier your account standing. If it's a prepaid card, we have enough credit, we will go ahead and complete the transaction. If not, we will add the purchase to your next month's phone bill. And at the end of the transaction, Zong would do 2 things. On the UI side, we will send the user back to your website, your redirect URL, and on the server side, we'll notify your transaction handler the outcome of this purchase. So that's our hosted payments product. The second product I want to show you is our mobile SDK product. I'm using our Android SDK as an example here. So we have a library, a mobile payments library, and on Android that's distributed as a single Java jar file. So developers will include our mobile library when they're developing their app. The nice thing about Android is that we have access to various phone states. So what it means is the software can read in the device's phone number and also can perform authentication tasks on behalf of the user without the user having to do anything. So let me show you what I mean. So here I have a free game called Froggy Jump. And inside the game, you can buy power-ups called gems. So I come to their web store, and I click on Buy. Zong will launch up in the Android's native user interface. Notice the phone number is read from the device. There's a default package selected, so $2.99 for 201 gems. I looked it over, I click on Buy. I looked over to make sure that this is in fact what I want to buy. I confirmed the purchase. On the background, Zong will send the authentication token to that phone. Our software SDK reads back what the token is, send it back to Zong, and we're done. User never leaves the game, and we go back straight to the game. So very, very easy. So that's our hosted payments product. Last but not least, I want to mention that we have an API solution. So for those of you who wanted a tighter user experience, and I know from the last session we have quite a few developers who asked about customizing the user interface. So this may be a solution for you. So our API is a REST set of APIs for any connected devices. So Zong will still send you a set of localized assets containing instructions and messagings that you should display to the user to collect the information we need. And from then on, it's all up to you. So here, let's say we have an internet-enabled television, and I'm selling videos, then this is potentially something that you can do with Zong using our REST API. So you've seen 3 different payment options from Zong, but the concept is pretty similar. And to integrate Zong is fairly straightforward. There are 3 steps. Just like any other payment methods, there's something that you need to do on the pre-purchase, the purchase, and post-purchase. The thing that is most unique about Zong has to do with how the mobile billing works. On the carrier billing, there are 2 things that's noteworthy on the pre-purchase side. Number 1 is price points are fixed. These are prices decided by carriers on how much they're willing to accept. The second thing to note is that there are many, many carriers, and each one of them could decide their own price, so the price varies from carrier to one carrier. So what Zong does is Zong aggregates all the commonly supported price point per country. So we expose that per country price point in an API, a lookup API for the merchant. So 2 things the merchant must do on the pre-purchase that's slightly different from mobile is determining where is the user coming in from. From the country, then we look up the supported price points, and from then on, we call the entry URL to Zong. And for the most part, on the purchase flow, is all handled by Zong, all the air handling, all the localization, except for the API side, you will be coding your own UI. At the end of the transaction, we have the post-purchase where you, as a developer, would expose a server-side handler to us. And that's where we send the callback, and you would authenticate the call from Zong and confirm that you have fulfilled the goods. So that's integrating Zong. Pretty straightforward. So Zong in a nutshell, no registration required, no credit card bank accounts required. The experience is very consumer-centric, it's very easy to use, it's frictionless, it's in contact. There are tons and tons of mobile phones in the world and growing. So our reach is 3.2 billion mobile users. We're accepted in 45 countries, 250 carriers, 1 integration, and that's 1 integration to all our connected carriers. So to find out more about Zong, please visit our website at www.zong.com. We're the latest to join the PayPal family, and look forward to talking with you some more. So at this time, I would like to open the floor up for any questions you may have, and I'll invite Janet back on stage.
Test.
Question?
Amit.
Thanks, Mike. Hi. I had 2 questions. One was for Fong and one for Janet.
Yep.
So the first one is that you mentioned that Zong is the newest member in the family with PayPal. Now, if I'm a merchant and I'm already integrating with PayPal, it seems to me at the moment that Zong will be a separate integration. So what is the roadmap that, Zong is a part of the PayPal integration? That's the first question.
Okay, so it isn't a roadmap. Eventually, it will be 1 integration with Zong and all of PayPal's digital goods for sure. But right now, it's currently still separate.
So when is it in the roadmap? Meaning, is it public as of now? No.
Not yet.
We look forward to showing something next X-commerce. We'll see.
Okay. And my next question is for Janet. Michael, he talked about the do reference transactions, so on, for subscriptions. I was interested in knowing when will this be part of the X.commerce APIs, or Fabric, so to say. Meaning, as of now, I know we can access it using the PayPal APIs. Is there anything you can share where we can use X.commerce Fabric and be able to access this as well? Thank you.
So thanks a lot for your question. So you are basically concerning how you can use reference transactions through the X.commerce Fabric. I believe that at this point, for the in-context experience, you will still making a direct integration with PayPal. And if we can, take your use case later offline, and we feel like there is a need for us to be more tightly integrated with X.commerce, we will certainly consider that.
Other questions? Everyone's ready for beer, huh? One more question. We got time for one more. Come on, anybody. All right. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Where do you get the information on the transaction fees in using Zong?
We have it online, I believe, but we have different pricing categories based on volume. So we're happy to hook you up with sales. All right. So then let's meet up after. Thank you.
Okay, last question. Blue shirt. Hold on, I'll get to you.
In case of digital products, right, for merchants, it's important to get kind of instant authorization response. Does it vary depending on the payment method I use? If I choose, for example, PayPal balance or a credit card versus ACH, will I get the authorization request instantaneously? If not, can you talk about in what percentage of transactions get authorized instantaneously and what percentage not?
In order to go through the digital good payment flow, basically the transactions will be instant payments. And e-check is not allowed, and this is for the merchant's sake because you will need to determine real time whether you can deliver the item to the buyer or not. As a result, the payment methods that will be supported are credit card or IACH or debit card, the payment methods that are instant payment. And whenever you get a response from PayPal instantly saying that this transaction is go through or not, that is basically a definite answer. There is no pending. Yes.
Last question. I saw at one of the booths or something the PayPal wallet, and the experience there is very similar. So is all of that is implemented with Zong? Is that correct?
It will be. Yes.
Okay. That's the backbone for that solution?
It's being implemented. So.
Thank you very much for taking...
One more.
Okay.
One more.
Okay, I'll take last question this time. Third time's a charm. And then if you guys have any questions, we'll be hanging out, so feel free to come up and talk to us offline, and we'll wrap things up.
I forgot the name of is it two-step that you were talking about?
Johan.
I wanted to know how much that's influenced, increase in sales.
Yeah, it's really hard to say because we just integrated it. But we see in general, compared to our previous PayPal integration that we had, which was not great with the flow, but in any way, the conversion has about 30-40% better, early numbers, and the average revenue per user is about, maybe about the same increase as well. But as I said, we just integrated it, we just have the first indications of it, but it is significantly better. We see a clear difference in both conversion and in RPPU. But let me get back to you on that one in like a month, something like that.
Thank you very much for taking the time on payments for digital goods. I would like to summarize what you have just saw. You learn about what selling digital goods means. That means you need to think about increasing consumer reach, converting more paying customers, and decreasing costs. You have also learned how PayPal products can allow you to experiment different monetization models. Most importantly, you've seen how PayPal and Zong can help you reach global consumers and provide a great buy experience, just like what Johan showed you, how buyers of Spil games can benefit from the experience. Thank you very much for your time, and we have beer outside and hope you have a wonderful time. Thank you very much.